Jamal Murray to Jokic. Jokic backs up for the win! Yes! Nikola Jokic buries it!
Denver Nuggets' gigantic center Nikola Jokic is considered one of the best in the NBA today. But it wasn't always like this. In fact, despite being in the league since 2015, most fans have just recently been acquainted with the Serbian. And that's understandable. Jokic's meteoric rise in recent years has been outstanding. But among other top players, how will Nikola Jokic's astronomical rise affect the league's existing power dynamic? In this video, we'll be looking at how Jokic's rise can be a threat to the NBA's elite. Or maybe not. Either way, Jokic is one of the league's big names today, so stick around until the end. If you watch Nikola Jokic on the court, you'll notice he doesn't play like most average NBA players. And that's because he didn't exactly grow up like most of them. Jokic was born in Sombor in northern Serbia in February 1995, and he didn't have the easiest childhood growing up. He grew up in a two-bedroom apartment with his parents, his grandmother, and his two older brothers. Just imagine how cramped that must have been. Basketball was always in Jokic's life growing up, since both of his elder brothers played basketball. His oldest brother, Strahinja, played professionally in Europe, while the second oldest, Nemanja, played college ball at the University of Detroit Mercy. Given both of his brothers are at least a decade older than he is, it's easy to understand how Jokic ended up on the court. We all grow up wanting to be like our cool older siblings. He did have a phase during his teenage years when he wasn't solely about basketball. When he was about 14, he began cultivating a bit of a horse racing career, and was a pretty good rider, coming fourth in his first competitive amateur tournament. Till today, Jokic still is a very unique player, both on and off the court. His love for horses has persisted. He even owns 6 racehorses. But even more unique is that Jokic has no social media. That's right, an NBA superstar in 2023 who doesn't have any social media presence. Only Jokic can. Another thing that makes Jokic stand out from most NBA players is his journey to the top. Most ballers today took the high school to college to draft route, but not Nikola. By age 15, he was playing youth basketball for a small team in Serbia named Vojvodina Zirbagas. His skills garnered media attention from bigger teams in the country, and by summer of 2012, the Serbian powerhouse and Adriatic Basketball Association team, Mega Vizura, scooped him up. From there, the rest is history. Jokic had a very impressive couple years with Megabasket and entered the NBA draft in 2014, getting selected in the second round as the 41st overall pick by the Denver Nuggets. To get ready for the NBA, Jokic showed up to his final season with Megabasket as a different beast. He finished that 2015 season with the ABA League MVP and ABA League Top Prospect Awards before completing his move to Denver. He started well in the NBA, making the 2016 NBA All-Rookie First Team, but it wasn't until 2019 that we began seeing a glimpse of what the Joker is truly about. In only his 4th season in the league, he made his first All-NBA First Team and NBA All-Star selection. That year, he also put the league on notice after averaging 25.1 points, 13 rebounds, and 8.4 assists in 14 playoff games. And he hasn't slowed down since then, not even one bit. Since then, he's gone on to gain 4 more All-Star selections and 2 more All-NBA First-Team appearances, as well as 2 NBA MVP awards. You'd agree that having all these honors across a 15-year career would be considered a very good career. Even some of the NBA greats like Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, and even Dwayne Wade have never won the NBA MVP award in almost 2 decades of their careers. And Jokic has already won 2 in just 7 seasons in the NBA. He was only 25 years old when he won his first MVP award for the 2021 season. That puts him among the youngest players in league history to ever win the MVP award. We're talking about a class with the very best, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and more recently, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Come on, just how impressive is that? That first MVP in 2021 also made him the first center to win the award since Tim Duncan won it in 2002 and 2003. He was the first Denver Nuggets player, the first Serbian, and the 3rd European to ever win the award. Jokic is one hell of a trailblazer, and that's not even all. Nikola winning his 2nd MVP award during the following 2022 season also means he's won 2 MVP awards at age 26. Only 5 players have ever done that, and the great Michael Jordan isn't even one of them. Now, understand this. We're not saying Jokic is in the class of these players, at least not yet. But the manner in which he's achieved all of this is worth looking at. Take his international career, for example. Serbia is now a world power in basketball thanks to Jokic. The country's even currently ranked 6th in the FIBA World Rankings. So you know they're not a team to mess with. But a lot of praise goes to Jokic. The three-time Serbian Player of the Year has led his nation to 2 silver medals, once in 2013 at the U19 World Championship in Czech Republic, and as a senior player at the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, they have the likes of Bogdan Bogdanovic, Boban Marjanovic, Nikola Jokic, and Aleksej Pokashevsky all in the NBA. But you can't talk about Serbia's basketball success in recent years without mentioning Nikola Jokic. An even bigger example of Jokic carrying his team is with the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, he hasn't led them to a championship, at least not yet. But winning back-to-back MVP awards and being named an All-Star 5 times doesn't come without you carrying your team. To make it even more impressive, Jokic has never played with another NBA All-Star on his team. The Nuggets management were so impressed by the Joker's development that in order to give Nikola all the playing time that he needs, they traded another bona fide young center, the Bosnian beast Jusuf Nurkic, just 3 seasons into the league. Let's just say Denver made the right choice. And all their trust in him has paid off so far. Back in 2020, Nikola led the Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals, although they lost to the eventual NBA champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. In the lone victory out of 5 games, Jokic recorded an impressive 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Yeah, it wasn't enough to get his team over the line, but achieving that as the only All-Star worthy player is a massive achievement in our books. And still, on the topic of impressive records, we have to mention Jokic having the 6th highest number of triple-doubles in the history of the NBA. His 97 career triple-doubles also rank him as the Nuggets franchise leader for triple-doubles. As you take in all of these impeccable records, you should remember that he's only 7 seasons into his career in the NBA. So it's fair to say the sky is his limit. All you have to do is watch a couple of his games, and you'll see for yourself that everything about his game is just a few touches from perfect. One thing that makes him impossible to stop for most defenses is his unique size and vision. Unlike some of the best passers in the NBA who are guards, Jokic has a standing height of 6'11" and weighs in at 284 pounds. That's the stuff giants are made of. But Jokic doesn't move like a giant, far from it. His experience in the Serbian leagues has taught him to not depend solely on his size. For example, his ball handling skills are impeccable, making it difficult to get steals from him. He's also a very intelligent player with top-level basketball IQ that helps him read games and predict the next moves of both his opponents and teammates. Another of Nikola's most impressive traits that goes under the radar sometimes is his shooting skill. Taking a sample of the 2020-21 season, Jokic shot a ridiculous 56.6 points from the field and 38.8% from three-point range. His outstanding player efficiency rating of 31.3 in the 2021 season was not only the highest in the NBA, but also the 4th highest for any NBA season. And just when you think that's all Jokic has to offer, take a look at his free throw stats. In over 550 games, Jokic has a stellar free throw percentage of 82.9%. What else could you possibly ask for? Jokic's size doesn't prevent him from being versatile on the court, as he can play multiple positions depending on the needs of his team. This is thanks to his all-round mastery of the game, from playmaking to defending, rebounding, passing, and shooting. Some players have the issue of sustaining top performances, but Nikola winning back-to-back MVP awards says enough about his consistency. You could literally wake this dude at midnight for a game, and he'll still dominate on the court. Add all that to his natural leadership skills to motivate his team and encourage the younger lads, and it's only a matter of time before he has the Nuggets competing for an NBA championship. So, when it comes down to the big question, is Nikola Jokic a threat to the NBA elites? Should they watch their backs because there's a mountain-sized Serbian breathing down their necks to be named among the NBA's greatest ever? For us, it's a one-word answer. Yes. In a decade's time, when Nikola Jokic's name pops up in the GOAT conversations, remember, you heard it here first.